I'm making another collage for Jason's birthday. Shh, don't tell him. I've made several of these now and I'm making another one for him. His birthday's in like a week. It's Cory's and my 1-year anniversary from our first date today. Yay! So we're gonna go to the beach and hang out and then go have dinner at the restaurant where we had our first date.
I have a heart that can be loved, but wants to be loved by you.
Today I joined a CSA. Yay! CSA means Community Supported Agriculture, which means that you pay a farm to give you a bundle of fruit and veggies and whatever else they grow so that you can have fresh food right off the farm. It's like better than the farmer's market. And I'm so excited to tell you about this, but Maddie will not shut up because she wants to play. She is mewing for me. What? She wants to play. I don't want to play. I weighed in at 161.2. I haven't been counting calories and I haven't been really worried about what I've been eating, but I've been making great choices, which just goes to show that intuitive eating combined with healthy foods is just what your body wants. So I feel like joining a CSA is only going to move me more in that direction, which is very exciting. We used the grocery bags. The cool thing was I was carrying the bulk of the bags. It was about, we're at 50 to 60 pounds of groceries, I think. And I could not believe how heavy I felt. Just for the small walk from the truck to the apartment. I cannot believe I used to live with that much weight on my body, and I didn't think much of it at the time. I've been talking extensively about building a garden on the deck, and we've been planning it so far all traditional gardening with dirt and big pots, and we've been trying to make it all work logistically and how are we going to water it. And then this morning something reminded me, oh, hydroponic gardening. So now all day we've been talking about how to do a hydroponic gardening system. We can conserve so much space, we can grow so many things, and Cory has drawn up a preliminary sketch of what we're doing. This is a side view. So there's a pump down at the bottom that pumps water up to the top. The water flows down into these containers, which is then fed back down into the main water source.
And there'll be like a little bubbly thing that makes bubbles.
Yes, and then up on top, the plant bucket in here. And then the plant will grow up like this, and the roots will come down and be in the water. I'm just so excited. It means that potentially we could, through the CSA and through gardening on the deck, not have to buy any produce except stuff that just doesn't grow around here. Guess what? Just around the corner from my apartment is a hydroponic store. Cory and I are shopping prices on baskets. Are you excited about hydroponics?
Very excited about hydroponics.
Over here they're growing peppers in the medium. I'm going to be using some clay balls.
First time recording this month. The camera was on the floor of my car the whole time. I just didn't think about it. I've been sick the past 2 days. I've been sick a lot lately. I don't really know why. Kitty wants some attention. Hold on. Go ahead. What do you got to say? As you can tell, I probably look like hell right now. Tomorrow is my birthday. Unlike last year where I decided that I was going to plan my own party and everything else. Actually, that's like every year in my life. This year I've done nothing. I have just kind of left it up to fate and see what happens. And just gonna see what happens.
Kitty's helping build the system. That's right. That's right.
PVC parts.
We're gonna have to build the hydroponic system in many waves because it's slightly expensive for all the parts. Not super, but not like something I could just buy all at once. And also because we have to test the pressure systems and make sure that the air is enough and the water is enough and that the water's flowing fast enough. So there's quite a bit of testing to go into it, making it yourself. And we could have just bought a kit for a few $100s, but that's extremely boring.
Got me a white box. I've been waiting for this. I might have to look at this for a really long time. Jason is sex. I am.
There's some wind in here. Thank you.
I didn't know you were 20.
Yeah, I'm only 17.
Wow.
No, you're not, William.
We know how old Jason is.
92.
92.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Woo!
92.
We're testing out the preliminary aeration system. So check it out. The water is coming up from the pump into the top. This pipe runs to the bottom. This machine pumps air into a stone. It makes little bubbles go in the water and then it pours out here. Anyway, just making sure that the math and the science, you know, that we figured out beforehand actually works in real life before we build the whole system. We are getting ready to plant some plants. The lilies, I want to replant them in this tray. This catnip is a little out of control. I need to trim it up and put it in its own pot. This rosemary is going to go in the lilies pot by itself because it's going to get pretty big. This basil is going to go in a small pot. I've got gravel and pots and things, and I don't actually have a trowel, so I'm using a spoon. Ooh, pretty sunset. I am still planting, almost finished. I've got the rosemary and catnip already done. Basil as well. And now we're planting all the lilies, and they're looking good. Valentine's Day! Veggies! Looks so good.
And a carrot cake for dessert.
Carrot cake. Cory and I are heading down to the CSA. Community-supported agriculture is such a cool thing, and after researching so many farms, I found one called Morning Song Farm. They have these huge orchards, and they have llamas to provide compost for their entirely organic crop, and there's like a trade-in basket, so I assume if there's anything in the basket I don't want, like I just know I don't like it, like fennel, I can trade it out for something I do want. Look at our fresh food! We have kale, radishes, and lots of fruit.
It's all farm fresh?
It's all picked today.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 5 turnips, so I turned in some of the turnips and got a batch of carrots. Look at avocados! Organically, locally grown produce. It's about as exciting as it gets right there. I am making beans and rice tonight, and I'm cooking up some steamed vegetables from the CSA, and I don't quite know what I'm cooking up, but I think I'm right on. I have some carrots, and I'm actually going to just put in the tiny ones because they're just going to be steamed in here. I'm going to add some onions to add some flavor. I'm going to put these on top because greens get steamed real fast. It's good. There's nothing like fresh vegetables. I swear to God, it's like they go from being vegetables to being, oh my gosh, vegetables are so interesting and delicious. I'm serious.
Well, today I got called out of work. Looking at myself in the mirror right now. Ridiculous. Hat, blue shirt, but then brown shorts, whatever. Laundry day, obviously, too. So I'm doing a ton of errands, and I had to come to get some bleach to clean the ceiling of my bathroom that's infested with mold.
Cory and I spent a couple hours doing all of the math calculations for all the wood and for the rest of the piping for the whole hydroponic system. And then we glued together this whole piece that you've seen us experimenting with so that we can actually test it for good now that everything's sealed up. We use the cup to plug the sink. Yay, it works!
This is so random.
Building the hydroponics! We're cutting this huge tube.
Next.
We have tubes, finally! And they're all cleaned out now. Look what a little hard work and drilling can do for you.
The days are sadly, I am waiting to break the walls around me and escape.
This month I joined Weight Watchers. Actually, my first meeting is actually going to end up being the last day of this month on BTYL, so I'll take my camera with me that day. I don't know how it's going so far. I'm just abandoning everything I know and trusting their program and seeing if it works for me. I'm boring. What do you think, kitty? Gratuitous kitty shot.
I have a kitty in my in tray. Cory and I are at Home Depot yet again, shopping for all the bazillions of pieces we need for the hydroponics. Look at you and your rows of stuff. Who would have known you had to purchase so much stuff to build stuff yourself? It's almost prohibitive, the cost to build things yourself these days, because the pre-made stuff is so cheap. But for what we wanted, we had to build it, and it's been such a rewarding process. Why do they yell over the intercom? This drives me crazy.
My Weight Watchers thing's going well so far. It was interesting just to do the Weight Watchers program with my normal food intake, just to see what I'm actually consuming, and then I can modify it now. I'm actually on my way to the first meeting now, and I'm actually kind of wondering what the validity of the meetings is versus just kind of following the points and doing it. And I'm gonna give it a chance, just see what it's like. If it's a little too complainy weirdo or a little too like touchy-feely, just not effective, I won't go back. But I don't know, that's about it. I really don't have much for this month. February is always a weird, hard month for me. And all I can say is moving forward. Here we go.